Very good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. This is Ajra Azhar, legal intern at Center for the Study of Human Rights at University of Colombo. I'll be moderating this event. The Center for the Study of Human Rights, University of Colombo, take pleasure in inviting all of you to participate in this Inauguration of Training of Trainers program for the officers of the National Child Protection Authority. This training program is introduced to give knowledge to the law enforcement officers about the steps to identify, protect victims, and rehabilitate about child trafficking. This project was commissioned by the National Child Protection Authority to the CSHR and sponsored by Save the Children International, Sri Lanka. 300 officers will be trained in both Sinhala and Tamil languages for the period of 6 months, and the sessions will be conducted based on the training manual developed by the Center for the Study of Human Rights. At the outset, with the permission of all, let me share the agenda of this event. Ladies and gentlemen, firstly, to deliver the welcome remarks, I would like to invite Professor Vasantha Seneviratne, Head of the Department of Public and International Law, Professor of Public and International Law, Faculty of Law, University of Colombo, and the Director, Center for the Study of Human Rights, University of Colombo. Dear Madam, over to you.
Thank you, Ms. Ajla. Ayubowan, Vanakkam, Assalamu alaikum, and very good morning to all of you. Madam Vice Chancellor, Senior Professor Chandrika and Vijayaratna, Chairperson of the National Child Protection Authority, Professor Mudita Vidanapatirana, Senior Technical Advisor of the Save the Children Sri Lanka, Ms. Buddhini Vitana, Dean, Faculty of Law, Dr. Sampath Puncheva, Deputy Director of the Center for the Study of Human Rights, Mr. M.M. Hakim, heads of the departments, distinguished invitees, and colleagues of the Faculty of Law, NCPA staff, CSHR staff, participants of the training program, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great pleasure and privilege to warmly welcome all of you on behalf of the Dean Faculty of Law, heads and the staff of the Faculty of Law, as well as Deputy Director and the staff of the Center for the Study of Human Rights, affiliated to Faculty of Law, University of Colombo. So this is a very auspicious moment. Today, now we are going to inaugurate the training program of trainers of child trafficking program conducted by the CSHR. This is a very tailor-made program which will be commencing from today for another 6 months in the online platform at the kind invitation of the National Child Protection Authority. So the CSHR, which is a very dedicated institute, which has high academic as well as practical programs, is closely collaborating with the National Child Protection Authority, and already we have entered into a number of MOUs. At a previous occasion, on the invitation of the National Child Protection Authority, CSHR developed a training curriculum, manual and tools on identification, reporting, and investigation of child trafficking. I am pleased to note that the standards of the said document is highly recognized, and now it is published in Sinhala and English and will be translated into Tamil very soon. This publication was appreciated and acknowledged by the NCPA as a very important tool in training the staff and other stakeholders who closely work, connect and protect children. Children is our future. Protecting children and safeguarding their physical, psychological, emotional well-being, integrity, security and independence is our utmost responsibility. We hope this training program will be a giant pioneering forward in this regard. The CSHR being a pioneering center dedicated to protect human rights through numerous community-based projects, educational programs, and through its resource and documentation center was established 30 years ago attached to the Faculty of Law, University of Colombo. Since then, the central administration of the University of Colombo has been providing the fullest support and strength to the CSHR to achieve its objectives. Madam Vice Chancellor, Senior Professor Chandrika Vijayratna is the greatest pillar of our strength who unreservedly extend Madam's kind cooperation in every way for the functioning of the CSHR to achieve our objectives. I am extremely happy to welcome you, respected Madam, to this inauguration. Despite much of your commitments and busy schedule, you kindly agreed to grace this event, Madam. So you are warmly welcome. Professor Mudita Vidana Patirana, the chairperson of the National Child Protection Authority. Sir, you are always working very closely and collaborating with the CSHR. And both institutes are mutually benefited from this partnership. Your kind invitation to develop the training manual and subsequently to design and conduct this training program, I am sure will help to benefit the children in our country. And we all understand nowadays there is a wide dialogue in the society in terms of protecting child rights more than any time of our society. This is a very challenging exercise. So we have to commit utmostly to protect our children and to make that they have a brighter and a secure country and a world in front of their eyes. So thank you for your dedication with your staff, director, deputy director, program coordinator, Mr. Rohana and other staff. And I cordially welcome all of you to our inaugural program. Dean Faculty of Law, Dr. Sampath Puncheva. Dear sir, since your election as the newly elected Dean of the Faculty, you have been closely working with the CSHR and you extend your fullest support in all the possible ways. Actually, even before the election of you, prior to that, you have been a resource person and a program coordinator, and you have been helping us numerous ways. So let me warmly welcome you to this inaugural program. Ms. Buddhini Vitana, Senior Technical Officer of the Save the Children of Sri Lanka, I warmly welcome you. Actually, CSHR is happy to acknowledge the collaborative work that we have been doing with the Save the Children throughout our 30 years long history. In fact, it is not possible to welcome each and every one of you personally and by name. So please bear with me for not being able to do that, but we wholeheartedly appreciate your participation today and your cooperation for the CSHR to conduct its programs in a successful manner. Lastly, I wish the participant who kept their trust on the CSHR by agreeing to follow the training program to be conducted by the CSHR. I am sure this training program will help me to achieve a brighter future to our most precious asset, our children. Thank you very much. Wish you a good day to all of you.
Thank you very much, Professor Vasanta Senaviratne, for establishing a delightful opening remark. Next agenda item is by Dr. Nishanta Sampath Puncheva, who joined the faculty as a tutor in law in 2001 and through decades of academic journey with full of dedication and commitment transferred his dreams into reality. At present, who is credited as a reputed scholar and an administrator who hails many success stories with domestic as well as international reputation. I have a pleasure to invite Dr. Nishanta Sampath Poncheheva, the Dean, Faculty of Law, University of Colombo, to address the inaugural program. Yes, sir, over to you.
Very good morning, everybody. Madam Vice Chancellor, Senior Professor Chandrika Vijayaratna, Professor Mudita Hewa Vidana Patirana, Professor Mudita Vidana Patirana, Chairperson of the National Child Protection Authority, and the high-ranking officers of the Save the Children International, Madam Vasanta Senaviratna, Madam Professor Vasanta Senaviratna, Director, Center for Study of Human Rights, Deputy Director, distinguished invitees, all the staff members of the Faculty of Law, CSHR, Child Protection Authority, and everybody. It is an honor to be invited to speak few words at this historic occasion of the University of Colombo and Law Faculty and CSHR that has created, that has stamped the marks in the history, because this is very important occasion for us as a faculty, as a law faculty is reaching to the national endeavors. I must this training program is giving an opportunity to trainers of the Child Protection Authority who will be able to skillfully and also with lot of understanding of the child protection environment will be enhance their skills and also deepen their knowledge in handling their matters. As I read this the invitation, I know this program is a new tool to hone the skills and also deepen the understanding of the officers who handle child protection matters in this country. So, as you know, we need many tools to protect children in this country, as Madam Professor Vasanta rightly pointed out at the very outset that we need many tools to protect our children. As stated by Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful tool, powerful weapon, which can be used to change the world. And now this is a kind of an educational endeavor and also giving necessary skill set to empower the officers to handle the matters in the child protection area. So I must also tell this historic occasion symbolizes that law faculty, the University of Colombo's commitment, reinforces our commitment to uphold and promote further human rights and fundamental rights in this country. As a state institution, the University of Colombo is proud, and the Faculty of Law is endeavoring, extending its support to the national institutions. Because I have also seen that this particular module, the toolkit, is something very unique, very original, and I would invite the CSHR to think about copywriting this particular module, because it has already been translated to Sinhala and Tamil. This is going to be something unique, and we must also have our copyright profoundly seen in our work, in our programs. I have seen in other parts of the world this kind of toolkit or module to protect against domestic violence being copyrighted. Likewise, I would think that it is best that if we can copyright this module, because this offers original contribution to the training atmosphere, training environment. Also, in terms of the objectives, the program is aiming to enhance, deepen the understanding of the legal environment of with regard to child protection. I'm in the hope that it is my permanent belief that it is my permanent belief that the 300 officers at this stage receiving training on virtual platform will be fruitful, will be a successful endeavor for the entire country, and I wish every success in this endeavor. I want to see a better place for our children, and our commitment from my university and from my law faculty commitment will be fulfilled through this. Partly fulfilled through this endeavor, and it is up to the it is next to, and it will be next the task of the Child Protection Authority to promote and also bring this to a new height in the training of trainers in the child protection, in the area of child protection in this country. With these few words, I would like to bring my speech to an end. I wish once again, I wish everybody a very success in this endeavor. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. We are much obliged to accept the kind request of copywriting the training manual, as it was a kind request by the intellectual property expert. It was indeed a thought-provoking delivery, and it was so inspiring and knowledge-sharing experience listening to you.
Thank you.
Moving on to the next item in the agenda, may I cordially invite Madam Vice Chancellor, University of Colombo, Senior Professor Chandrika and Vijayaratne, who had a phenomenal academic as well as professional journey with brilliant achievements. It is indeed serendipitous that Professor Vijayaratne was the first endocrinologist in Sri Lanka to be appointed to an academic position. And she has the distinction of being a pioneer physician in women's health in the South Asian region. Madam Vice Chancellor, Senior Professor Chandrika and Vijayaratne, may I invite you to deliver your address. Over to you, Madam.
Thank you, Ashraf. A warm good morning to each and every one of you. Director CSHR, Professor Basanta Senviratne, as well as the Deputy Director, Mr. Hakim, Dean Law, Dr. Sampath Punchiheva, the Chairman of the NCPA, our very good friend and colleague, Professor Manjula Vidanapatirana, and our colleagues and friends from Save the Children's Fund, and all invited distinguished guests, and a very warm welcome to each and every member from the multitude of groups and stakeholders who have joined as participants and receivers of this very important component of protecting children's rights in Sri Lanka and beyond. At the outset, I wish to welcome all of you, as well as thank those from the CSHR, both who are in office and committed today, to those who pioneered this wonderful center, pioneering center for the benefit of society, the whole of society, through higher education, and that is the Center for the Study of Human Rights. which has gone beyond 30 years of wonderful, it's a kind of a connected view of research, scholarly pursuits, as well as giving out the best to all stakeholders. So in the words of John F. Kennedy, children are the world's most valued resource, and they are the best hope for our future. I couldn't agree more. I'm sure you would all agree that be it were we teachers, were we health caregivers, were we people from the general public, the police force, and the multitudes of related ministries and institutions and NGOs, we all have the same brief: to protect our children, protect our future, and also to bring them up in that very safe environment where they are not having to suffer at the hands of those who have other intentions, and give scant attention to the fundamental rights of any child. So I am very grateful to all those members from all the stakeholders, and particularly those of my colleagues from the Faculty of Law, for having given of their time. Your knowledge, experience, and scholarly pursuits have been translated into something that will benefit all the children of Sri Lanka. And I'm very grateful to all those who have joined hands with the CSHR, as well as appointed those very important people who are the interface between protecting children's rights, and you are the main torch bearer. And I'm very, very grateful to you for having joined. I know it will be an intensive training as well as collection of ideas, in addition to networking from the different, what you call the multiple stakeholders, so that the stronger we are as a force to make sure that no child is left behind. We all know we are going through a terrible pandemic with multiple consequences, as well as the fact that in the 21st century, we have been catapulted into a digital transformation. No doubt it was required. No doubt education has to be digitized, but we need to also be conscious of all the effects on children through the digital transformation. So I would really like each and every one of you to pay good attention to it. And wherever you are, whatever role you play, you are the ambassadors and actually the torch bearers to pass it on to all those working around you when you get back into your working seat, the daily functional seat. I thank you all once again and wish you very fruitful deliberations. Stay safe and enjoy the program, and make sure that every child that comes under your purview is benefited. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam. We are much obliged to hear such inspiring words, Madam Vice Chancellor. We highly appreciate for giving us an enlightening speech, which is the theme of today's discussion. Indeed, it's an honor to have you in this inaugural program. The listed agenda for the next few minutes is the address by Professor Mudita Vidanapathirana, Chairperson, National Child Protection Authority. Professor Vidanapathirana was the first professor to be appointed to the Department of Forensic Medicine at the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura. As the head of the Department of Forensic Science in 2010, he has taken his department to greater heights throughout the years. Further, he has authored several books on science and published more than 175 scientific papers. Having said this, I cordially invite Professor Mudita Vidanapathirana to address the event. Dear sir, over to you.
Thank you very much. I am an honored to be invited, and I'm delighted to speak few words At the outset, I must extend my sincere gratitude to the University of Colombo, in fact, my university, especially the Vice Chancellor, Madam Chandrika Vijayaratna, as well as the Dean, Faculty of Law, the Chairperson of the CSHR, and I think this will be a huge step in the history of Sri Lanka. I mentioned that because you might have experienced huge blows in the history of Sri Lanka during last few weeks. You can remember a 15-year-old girl was used as a victim of cyber affairs. For example, she was sold using advertisements, and she was used as a prostitute using all these technologies. So this will be a huge threat to this country. For example, our first founder professor had aimed such menaces in the future way back in 2001. You won't believe it was just a cyber investigation unit. However, when I came to this management in 2020, 1st of January, I realized without surveillancing, without investigating into these cases, we should not wait until the complaints are received to us. So the menace is so strong, then we decided to convert this investigation unit into a surveillance unit. So now it is with the help of Save the Children. I must extend my sincere gratitude to the Save the Children International. They gave us a lot of equipment, as well as they paid 3 experts for 1 year period, that is from March 2020 to March 2021. So by end of 2020, you won't believe, out of all the complaints we received to the cyber surveillance unit, 52% were our own surveillance cases. So now you all can understand the importance of cyber crime investigations. And mind you, now we don't have such officers at our unit. Therefore, we didn't wait until it becomes a chaos. In January, we decided to create 10 cadre positions to this unit, and we got those approved by June 23rd. So this book, the manual, was prepared about a few years ago, and it was printed in December 2020. And we have very cordial relationships with Professor Vasantha. She's one of my good friends, and she's leading several subcommittees for legal reforms at our institution. So we have very, very close relationships with your institution. With that, I think I warmly welcome my friends, the divisional child protection officers, district child protection officers, as well as district psychosocial officers. They are the champions in the community. They should know in and out. You will be surprised in 2020 March, when whole country was closed for COVID. We didn't stop even a minute. We had more than 5 training programs on cyber crime violence management. So with that note, I think this will be a ToT, training of trainers. I humbly request my brothers and sisters, my friends of law faculty, to conduct a super program, and will have very good trained professionals to lead this country in time to come. With that note, I'm winding up. I wish all of you a very good future. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Vidana Patirana, for the pleasant and brief address. Moving on to the next agenda item without describing the commitments and accomplishments of the Save the Children International would not be fulfilling. Save the Children International believes that every child deserves a future. Around the world, too many children start life at a disadvantage simply because of who they are and where they come from. They champion the rights and interests of children worldwide, putting the most vulnerable children first. With 25,000 dedicated staff across 122 countries, they respond to major emergencies, deliver innovative development programs, and ensure children's voices are heard through their campaigning to build a better future for and with children. With this brief intro, I warmly welcome Ms. Buddhini Vidanage, the Senior Technical Advisor, Save the Children International Sri Lanka, to address on behalf of Mr. Julian Chellappa, National Director, Save the Children International Sri Lanka. Dear Madam, over to you.
Madam Vice Chancellor, Senior Professor Chandrika Vijayaratna, Dr. Nishanta Sampath Punchiheva, Professor Vasanta Senviratna, Professor Muditi Vidanapatirana, and all the other academics and practitioners who have joined this event today. Good morning. I'm delighted to speak on behalf of Save the Children at this inauguration of the training program for officers of the NCPA on the identification, reporting, and investigation of child trafficking. Unfortunately, as was mentioned, our National Director, Mr. Julian Chellappa, could not attend this event himself, therefore requested from me to speak on his behalf. Child trafficking and exploitation is an issue that we've seen grow at an alarming rate over the past 2 decades, mainly due to the expansion of tourism and the digital landscape. We've seen a shift in how traffickers operate, moving away from amateur methods to organized crime, and utilizing massive global networks of high-profile pedophiles, as well as cater to local perpetrators of abuse and exploitation. As was mentioned by Professor Vidanapatirana, as we witness these days the unfolding of a horrific crime against a child through an online sex trafficking operation, we see how much we don't know and how little we understand on how we can address this very complex and extremely well-hidden phenomenon. Save the Children recently conducted a research on child sex trafficking in the tourism sector, which provided some vital insights into how and why children are trafficked, why they stay with their abusers, unlike victims of other forms of child abuse. It revealed the extent to which trauma bonding is enforced by the traffickers on their victims, which would prevent a child victim of trafficking from even recognizing that he or she is actually a victim of violence. And complex issues as such can have serious implications on detection and investigation of child trafficking, which I suppose is one of the reasons Sri Lanka's conviction rate of traffickers has been very low. And that's why I feel that this training course for the NCPA officers and the training manual that was developed is a much needed and timely measure to guide child protection officers on identifying and responding to a very complex and by far a very sophisticated type of crime against children. We believe that the importance of investing on building capacity of law enforcement and other agencies on tackling child trafficking cannot be underestimated. That was a key reason that Save the Children worked with the Ministry of Women and Child Development and its associated institutions, in this case the NCPA, to include measures to tackle child trafficking as a priority action within the Social Protection Action Plan of the ministry. The funding for this work comes from Save the Children UK as part of an agreement between the government of Sri Lanka and Save the Children UK. We've always had a long-standing collaborative relationship with the NCPA as well as the CSHR, as was mentioned by pretty much all the speakers before. I thank the CSHR for their commitment and perseverance in developing a fantastic resource that can continue to be used as a comprehensive guide for capacity development of law enforcement and other agencies. I also deeply appreciate the NCPA, headed by Professor Mudita Vidhanapatirana, for providing the required technical guidance and support to CSHR to complete this very important work. I wish all the very best to the CSHR as well as the trainees at the NCPA for a meaningful journey of learning and practice as the course unfolds. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Madam, for your valuable words. We are moving on to the last segment of the inauguration program. The last item is to show gratitude on behalf of Center for the Study of Human Rights for every participant. I cordially invite Mr. M.M. Hakim, the Senior Lecturer, Department of Public and International Law, Faculty of Law, University of Colombo, and the Deputy Director of Center for the Study of Human Rights, University of Colombo, to propose the vote of thanks. Dear Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Ajra. Good morning, everyone. Senior Professor Chandrika Vijayaratna, Vice Chancellor of the University of Colombo, Professor Mudita Vidhanapatirana, Chairman, NCPA, Dr. Sampath Ponchiheva, Dean, Faculty of Law, Professor Vasantha Senivaratna, Director, CSHR, and the Head of the Department of Public and International Law, Faculty of Law, University of Colombo, Ms. Buddhini Vidhana, Senior Technical Advisor of the Save the Children Sri Lanka, and most valued invited guests, participants of this training program, and ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege to have been asked to propose a formal vote of thanks on this occasion of launching training curriculum, manual, and tools on identification, reporting, and investigation on child trafficking, and the inauguration of the training program on child trafficking for the law enforcement officers of the National Child Protection Authority. It is indeed another historical day of the CSHR and pride moment, because we have achieved another important national endeavor in order to address a long standing problem in the community, as well as globally a challenging issue. So this proud movement is collaborated with NCPA and the Save the Children International. So therefore, we, on behalf of the University of Colombo, on behalf of the CSHR, we take this moment to thank them for their very effective collaboration with us. I, on behalf of the CSHR and on my own behalf as a member of the editorial team of this manual, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to all the participants for gracing this occasion with us this morning. A big thank to our Vice Chancellor of the University of Colombo, Senior Professor Chandrika Vijayaratna, for Vice Chancellor's efforts towards gracing this occasion and making remarks and comments and encouraging words towards the functions of the CSHR at this moment of launching this manual and the training program. Thank you, Madam, for gracing this occasion and being with us and sharing your thoughts and wishing us. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for the Chairman of the NCPA, Professor Mudita Vidhanapatirana, for your presence, your comments, and sharing your thoughts on the activities and plans of implementation of endeavors to train our members of the law enforcement team of the NCPA as well as others. Thank you, sir, for your participation and giving us an opportunity to share our knowledge with the law enforcement team of the NCPA. And also I have to put on record our Faculty of Law, Dr. Sampath Ponchiheva, for his support and encouraging thoughts and ideas. Always he is behind us, to encouraging us and collaborating with all the activities of the CSHR. Thank you, sir, for your participation and being with us in this morning amidst your busy schedule. Thank you, sir. I also extend my thanks to Ms. Buddhini Vitana, Senior Technical Advisor of the Save the Children International Sri Lanka, representing the National Director Save the Children. And we have to recognize your participation and continued collaboration with the national organizations or state organization as well as with the University of Colombo. Thank you, Buddhini, for being with us this morning. And we also would like to acknowledge all our participants of this training program and all invited guests who have taken their morning hours with us. And thank you so much being with us and encouraging your participation, indeed encouraging us to continue this endeavor. Finally, I have to thank our team leader, Professor Vasanta Senivaratna, the Director of CSHR, as well as the Head of the Department of Public and International Law. Thank you, Madam. Your encouraging words and guidance, support, and being a pillar of strength behind all of our activities. And the CSHR team, today's event is moderated by Ms. Ajira. Thank you, Ajira, for taking the pain and come from all the far away and being with us and moderating this event. And our technical team. I have to name a few. Lekha Herath, she is the project coordinator behind this. And thank you, Lekha, and the CSHR team, technical members, and the administrative members of the CSHR. Thank you so much for being with us and take part in this in launching of this manual and the inauguration of the training program. Thank you. Thank you, Ajira.
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, memory is the treasure house of the mind, wherein the monuments thereof are kept and preserved. Let's take a group picture with all of our expertise and distinguished participants as a collection of a memory. I kindly request all of our participants to switch on their videos for few seconds. Our techie, Ms. Telini, will capture the picture. Could you please switch on your cameras? We'll wait for a few seconds. All the nice faces are popping out. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Due to the high number of pages, there are almost 8 pages because 183 participants. That's it. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much for attending and contributing to this inaugural program. We are grateful to have all of these expertise and esteemed panel of participants. Thank you so much. Finally, I'm happy to announce that the session 1 is going to be started immediately. And the participants who are going to follow in Sinhala can remain logged in. And the participants who are going to follow in Tamil, please log in via the link that was shared earlier to the WhatsApp group. Ms. Lekha, can you please share the link again to the WhatsApp group? It'll be easy for the participants to log in. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. For the session 1, to understand the key concept, the Sinhala program will be conducted by the Professor Vasantha Senaviratna, Head of the Department of Law, Public International Law, the Director of CSHR, and the Tamil will be conducted by Mr. Imam Hakim, the Deputy Director of CSHR. Dear Madam and dear Sir, over to you.